Good day, Doctor. We are from Group 7. Now we are going to present our major assignment. There are 5 members in my group. These are my group mates. I am Madhurita Sukumaran. My magic number is 279647. Now I am going to present the first part, which is the introduction. What is capital structure? Capital structure is how a corporation supports its operations and development through various forms of debt and equity, such as common stock, preferred stock, and so on. When financial manager decide that capital structure is to maximize shareholder wealth and profit of the firm. So we believe that the decision taken by the financial manager is most important decision to a firms. So there are 5 sectors that we analyzes in this major assignment. There are automobile parts sector, beverage sector, construction and material sector, food procedure sectors, and last is fixed and line telecommunication. In this analysis, we use two types of variable which are dependent and independent. There are two independent variables that are conducted to determine a company's debt level, which are market value leverage and book value leverage, while there are 6 independent variables that conducted in this assignment, which are profitability, firm size, growth opportunity, non-debt tax shields, and dummy for ethical stocks. So we analyze how the independent variable influence a dependent variable, and it's how determines the company capital structures for each sectors. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, Doctor. I'm Logiswaran Pattabhiraman. My metric number is 279333. Now I'm going to present the next part, which is literature review. First of all, literature review is a crucial part of every assignment. This is because it gives an overview of assignments in general. In simple words, we can say that it's a past study. So here is a literature review for variables that we used in our assignment. Well, first is profitability. Profitability is measure of an organization profit relative to its expenses. Every organization must measure their profitability every year because they see whether the profit is higher than leverage or profit is lower than leverage. So according to the pecking order theory, strongly shows a negative relationship between leverage and profitability. On the other hand, according to the trade-off argument, profitability business may lend more since they have a greater need to protect their revenue from corporate taxation. Some authors support pecking order theory and some authors support the trade-off argument theory. Second is film size. The past studies indicates that the relationship between film size and leverage ratio have both relationships where are positive and negative. Alright, third is tangibility. Tangibility represents a firm's investment in fixed assets, has a component of total assets. Tangible assets are generally more liquid than intangible assets. Past studies indicate positive relationship between measure of leverage and the proportion of tangible assets. After that is growth opportunity. A firm's growth opportunity is the possibility of future expansion. The growth opportunity is a measure of how much a company's earning per share can be boosted through the leverage. According to the pecking order concept, growing enterprises that apply internal sources of funding first may be not adequate for the investment purposes, and the next choice is to apply the debt financing. In this situation, growing company will have lots of leverage. Conversely, the trade-off hypothesis states that the firms with the greater investment possibilities have less leverage in order to prevent the asset substitution and underinvestment caused by stockholders and bondholders agency conflicts. Therefore, this findings indicates that negative relation between growth opportunities and levels of both debt financing and dividend yields after controlling for firm size, profitability, and industry regulations. Some authors say that there is a negative association between growth and degree of leverage from developed nations, whereas some authors say that there is a negative relationship between growth and leverage, which firms with a great development prospects typically have lesser leverage. Besides that, Some findings proven that positive direct influence to value, which means it gives bigger profitability, higher growth opportunity, and bigger the liability in proportion. Alright. Lastly is non-debt tax shield. The revenue operating income or earning before interest and tax is used in the measurement to standardize the non-debt tax shield. According to some authors' findings, the relationship between non-debt tax shield and leverage is significantly negative because firms have sufficient internal sources and hence do not require larger debt during the economic expansion. As a result, the non-debt tax shield is indirectly influence the firm's leverage on financial success. That's it from me. Thank you, doctor.
Good day everyone to our Dr. Hanita and my fellow group mates. So my name is Xia Xiaoling with metric number 2777770. Would like to continue our group assignment presentation for part 3.0, which is descriptive analysis and interpretation. So in this part, I would like to present briefly about the types of analysis for each sector we have selected, data that may help us to describe, show or summarize data points in a more constructive way. For the first sector, which is automobiles and parks, based on the table, we can know that the highest mean value in dependent variable, the highest mean value record at the market value leverage with the value 0.4632 together with the standard deviation, which is 0.2243. Meanwhile, for the independent variable, this sector record the highest mean value at the growth opportunities with the mean value 0.8865 with the standard deviation 9.5897. Next, beverage sector. Based on the table, we can see that the highest mean value for the dependent variable still recorded at the market value leverage, which is the mean value recorded 0.2321 with the standard deviation 0.1876. For independent variable, the highest mean value recorded at tangibility with the number 0.6325 and the standard deviation recorded at the 0.1771. The third sector we have chosen is construction and material sector. Based on the table given, the data table given, we still can figure out that the dependent variable which record the highest mean value still at market value leverage, which is by the value 0.4781 with the standard deviation 0.2045. Meanwhile, for independent variable, it record the highest mean value at the tangibility with the value 0.5073. Now let's proceed with the fourth sector, which is fixed line telecommunication. The highest mean value in the dependent variables among two of the dependent variables is still recorded on the market value leverage by the value highest mean value at 0.4407. Meanwhile, in the independent variable, it record highest mean value with the growth opportunities, which at 4.0607 with the standard deviation 37.8810. So the last sector we have chosen is fruit producer sector. Based on the table have given as above, the highest mean value among the two of the dependent variables still shown that the market value leverage shows the highest mean value in this sector by the value 0.4465, and for the independent variable, it record the highest tangibility 0.6216 with the standard deviation 0.2350. And without comparing the font size among the independent variable, we can figure out as a short conclusion, which is all of the company record highest mean value for the dependent variable in market value leverage. Meanwhile, for the independent variable, the automobile and fixed line telecommunication rank the highest mean value in growth opportunities. The beverage, construction, and food producer sector, 3 of these sectors rank high mean value at the tangibility. I think that's all the presentation from the part 3.0, so I would like to pass the next presentation for our next group members. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum Doctor. My name is Muna Atira binti Muhammad Suhaimi and my metric number is 284423. Now I will continue with results and discussion of multiple regression analysis. So, here is the model summary. Adjusted R-square shows the variation of the sample results from the population in multiple regression. The adjusted R-square value for MLEV is 0.225, while adjusted R-square value for BLEV is 0.490. The adjusted R-square value for BLEV is more significant than MLEV. Next is ANOVA table. Our value for sigma for MLEV and BLEV is 0.001. The p-value should be less than 0.05. Therefore, the result is significant. Here is the coefficient of MLEV. The sigma value should be below the tolerable level of significance, which is 0.05. So, from our result, the constant profit F-size and tongue is less than 0.05. The value is 0.001. So, if the sigma value is less than 0.05, the hypothesis is rejected. For GRW and NDTS sigma value, they are more than 0.05. So, the hypothesis is not rejected. Next, coefficient of BLEV. The sigma value for constant, profit, and tongue is less than 0.05. So, the hypothesis is rejected. For the sigma value F-size, GRW, and NDTS, the value is more than 0.05. So, the hypothesis is not rejected. Both trade-off theory and packing theory accept that firm size is positively associated with leverage. From the coefficient table, the firm size has a positive impact on both leverage, MLEV and BLEV. Asset tangibility and leverage are inversely associated, according to the packing theory. Based on our results, we found that there is a negative effect of tangibility on the market value leverage and book value leverage.
Hello everyone, my name is Rifat Jafari and my metric number is 276375, and now I will tell about conclusion. The findings from multiple regression analysis implies that there is a weak association between the dependent variable MALV and independent variables profit, firm size, tangible, growth opportunity, non-debt tax yield, ethical stock, receivable, ethical, debt. By using R value, the R2 value also proves the low-level correlation for each dependent variable, MLEV and BLEV, with all the independent variables profit, firm size, tangible, growth opportunity, non-debt tax yield, ethical stock, receivable, ethical debt. From the multiple regression results of BLEV, the coefficients of the independent variables such as firm size, tangible, growth opportunity, and non-debt tax yield are statistically significant. In conclusion, our study strengthens the idea that the capital structure and its drivers can be affected by different conditions during the various stages of the business cycle. Nonetheless, the company strongly substantiate the pecking order and trade-off theory, which practice the relationships between debt level and several independent variables. That's all from me, and thank you everyone.